Hey there, fellow diggers and space engineers. Welcome to episode 2 of the Minor Moon series. In this episode, I have several projects that I'd like to start and hopefully get finished. And first things first, I'd like to take a minute to walk you through the projects that I would like to get done this episode. Firstly, I'd like to expand on this basic refinery and assembler. They're doing absolutely fine for now, but they're not going to cut it long term. So one of the first things we're going to want to do is get enough materials to be able to replace them with the normal refinery and assembler. Second of all, I would like to create a storage area. Once this section has been expanded, and they should be able to offload them into some storage containers, most likely heading off over in this direction, so that we can be able to easily access them and be able to carry on doing some projects, hopefully heading off in this direction. Thirdly, I would like to build the ore collector to be able to collect the stuff that I dig out from that hole over by there and chuck down this little chute. So again, once this has been expanded and we've actually got an area where we can sort some stuff, I'd like to be able to slurp up the ore and have it processed so I don't have to run back and forth all the time. Fourthly, I would like to tweak this solar array, because I noticed in the last episode the sun seems to come up from over in this direction, and so these aren't quite pointed towards the sun, so they're not as efficient as they could be. And rather than having to build lots and lots more to try to get enough power to run things in the future, I thought it would be more efficient and a bit more fun to try and sort out a little rotor system and detach this from this main base and reattach it to a little rotor system and be able to turn it so that it's facing the sun. So, those are the 4 little projects that I would like to get done in today's episode. And one of the big things that I spotted from the first episode, and I'm sure you all spotted it too, is that I did a rather large amount of running back and forth in between little clips. I'd like to try to avoid that in this one because it took up an awful lot of time. So I think we'll start off with a little mining montage to actually get some resources to get these tasks done. So let's go do some digging. Now that the little mining session is over, I can just update you with the fact that I ran out of space in these little silly little things. So I had to chuck in this big storage here. It's not permanent, it was just somewhere for me to chuck some bits and pieces. I also had to build this bit of piping here to be able to unlock the ore scoop that we're going to be building shortly. Oh, and also I upgraded my tools to the advanced ones. So here, the enhanced. Yeah, just because I could. I have absolutely no idea how much better they are. And now I come to think about it, that's triggering me. I don't actually know how much better those tools are than the standard ones. I'm going to have to find out. Wait a second. Okay, just having gone and had to check out the wiki page for the tools, and each one differs slightly, but like say for example the enhanced grinder is 1.5 times as fast and has 1.2 times the reach, and the enhanced drill has got something like 1.3 times the speed and 1.1 times the reach. So in fairness, they are actually quite good upgrades, so worth doing. So back to what we actually wanted to do. Going to try and set up the little scoop over here to see if I can get it to suck in the ore that I chuck from down there and bring it over to this section. Now, what I'm thinking I might do is just try and hook it straight up to this large storage, sort of like a buffer, and then I can pull the ore back out into a nice little sort of like smelting system. So let's have a little look here. Never come prepared with these interior plates. Right. I'm sure I've got some of those. Yeah, there we go. Right. If we... Right, I need some of the other ones here, don't I? What are these called? Conveyor tubes. Yep, I'm going to need some of the angled ones. And whilst I'm here... I can never remember what it's called. Energy again. Let's go and fill up whilst I try and find what this thing is called. Okay. Of course. Okay, couldn't see what I was supposed to be doing whilst I was in there, so let's try again. Where is that? It? The collector. There we go, that's what it was called. I keep on calling it the ore scoop, ram scoop, something scoop, but no. Collector. So, we try and get something... What was that? Try and get something that's roughly over here. Ooh. I wonder if I can sort of get it half in the ground. Yeah, that might be good. So if I can just... How am I going to have to do about if I whoop, fly upside down? Oh, oh, oh. Yeah. Which way is that facing? Whoop. Okay. Yeah, and I guess then I can sort of have it covered up somewhat. Just dig a bit of a trench. Quite the channel tunnel, but we've broken through. Oh, a little bit deeper than I would have liked. Let's pick up all this stuff. Waste not, want not. Dang it. Is that everything? No, a couple in the bottom here. Now, how far does... Okay, that's kind of big. Oh. I like the look of it, though. Wherever it was that it went. Okay, okay. Alright, so that's sticking over here a little bit, but might work. Make a bit more room for the boulders to come down here.
Inventory full.
Oh, I need to swap those around. Well, the silly things about this is that it goes in. Well, I say silly. It is useful. It allows you to stack things up in order, but sometimes you forget about it, and stuff that can go through really quite quickly, like the stone, gets all blocked up behind things like cobalt, which take ages to process. So. Right, so here's my little trench. I guess the only way to see whether or not this is working is to weld it all up and to chuck some more down here and see whether or not it gets slurped up. So I'll grab some materials, I'll weld this all up, and then we'll give it a test run. Back in a minute. And there we go. Right, so all welded up. Let's go and empty up my pockets. So as you can see here, we have no ore, stone, anything inside this large cargo container. So if I get rid of my last bit of stone, and we can then go and do some digging. Let's just I'll get some of this iron. go. The backpack should be full of something by now. Big old stone rock. And let's see what happens. I have no idea of the range or how big these things can be before it works.
Critical.
Oh, need some energy, but I want to see what's going on here. Go on, go on. Oh! Well, that disappeared. That's promising. And... oh, yeah! Oh, it so works. That is epic. First try. Okay, well impressed with that. Oh, energy. I'm going to die after the celebrations. Okay, so that's going to help me not having to run back and forth all the time. So that's great. So now I just need to try to let's try and prettify that up a little bit. Not 100% sure how exactly. Maybe some like just little half armor planks on the top. Let's have a look. Light armor block. And I think you can scroll through them. The half one's not in there. Right, okay. Is it its own separate one, is it? Yeah, of course it would be. Okay, half armor block. Let's just have a little look. That looks like it's just going to be sat on top. Maybe I can do some short angled pieces on the side of it. So let's get some steel plates. Let's just have a little look. So yeah, Mom. Why can't I unable to place? Aww. Got the steel. Yeah, got the steel. Why isn't it letting me place the armor blocks? Ah, typical. The actual machine works first time round, but I can't make it look pretty. Okay. Give me a minute to figure out what's going on with this then. I'm not entirely sure why, but for some strange reason it wouldn't let me place armor blocks directly onto the piping. I had to build a little shelf to come down and round, and then it was quite happy to let me build it. So not entirely sure why. I think maybe a couple of lights on here might look quite nice, just to make it look like it's... and I'm not going to be able to do that, am I? Because they're upside down half slabs. Yeah. Construction components. See what's it trying to do here. Yep, nope. Doesn't even like that. Well, I'll just have to weld this up and see how pretty that looks. Well, it certainly looks better than a naked pipe or a bare empty trench. At least I can walk over this and
Energy low.
I'm not going to trip up all over the place. But do you know what I'd like to experiment with is colours. As I said, I've not been a big player of this game, and I've never really experienced like painting. And clearly, it's a thing, you know, it's a thing. So I'm going to go get some energy, and I'm going to see if I can suss out how to paint things. And see, I'm liking the yellow and the grey here. Looks very industrial. I'm wondering whether or not a little splash of yellow on this might finish it off. Let me go get some energy and figure out how to do it, and I'll be right back. Right, okay, that didn't take too long. So, to paint, apparently, you have to be holding a light armoured block of any shape or size, and then you can press P to go into the paint mode. You can select any colour that you want to use. You have to have this item clicked to be able to repaint an item, otherwise only the armour blocks that you put down will be painted that colour. Once you've selected the colour, you then use the middle mouse button. Once a block is highlighted, you press on the middle mouse button and it paints the colour. So I went for a nice sort of warning yellow checkered patterns. Let me just see if I can put that square back. There we go. And now we have a nice little cover. Fantastic. Right, now then. Now that we've got that, sucking up all the ore and chucking it into by here, what we could really do with is an upgrade to the refineries. These basic refineries and basic assemblers are all well and good, but let's face it, they are a tad slow and don't have much space, hence the storage. So, seeing as we've got all this set up, I'm thinking if we take a pipe out of here, and I know in these conveyors you can get a sorter. Yeah, see, conveyor sorter. Configured to only pass specific items. So, I'm just wondering if we were to take, never have the right stuff on me, internals, if we took a tube out of here and put in a sorter here, I could then put in a new refinery here and have it just slurp out the ore that comes in. So refinery. Now I recall these were a fair bit bigger. And and the intake for it is on the wrong side where I want to place it. I could do it that way, but that's then blocking up. That's then blocking up the ports. Okay, I'm going to have a play around with this and figure out a way of placing this in here neatly, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, slight change of plans. Instead of coming off the side of the large storage container over here, what I've effectively done is I've put in a bit of a shunt into the system here, taken off a little bit, and then put a sorter into the back of the larger refinery here. So this should still work as an overflow system, but as items are coming in, if the refinery can accommodate them, it should pull them out of the system here until this is full, and then it won't pull any more in. The sorter won't allow anything else to come in. It'll just effectively, this area will then block up, and it'll continue going into the large storage system. So I can't imagine I'm going to overflow it all that often, but it's still a nice little system to know that this isn't going to all back up and just be sat not doing anything. Right, so this takes quite a lot of resources. Here, as you can see, 1100 steel plates and metal grids, and whew, that's a lot of welding. So I'm going to weld this up and find out a decent place to put a new assembler, probably coming straight off the front of here probably. And once I've got all of that welded up, I shall be back. So, as predicted, got a little bit of a bottleneck with steel plates to finish off this large refinery. So, whilst we're waiting for this poor little assembler to do its job, we'll crack on with the third thing that I wanted to do today, which was to move this solar array. It's doing the job for now. You know, it's filling up during the day, and it seems to be lasting us through the night. But I don't think it's efficient as it can be, because the sun seems to come up in this direction, and so these solar panels are not dead onto the sun. So, again, something else I've never played around with in the game is rotors and connectors. You can sort of like connect grids together to be able to move sections that you've already built from one thing over to another. So I was thinking if I could build a little tower by here with a rotor in the middle of it, and then connect it up over here somewhere, I should then be able to remove this section of pylon and hopefully rotate the solar panels so that they're pointing in the direction of the sun. They'll still be connected to this grid by here, and therefore will power these batteries, but it'll move the solar array out of the way because they'll come over here somewhere, and hopefully they will be more efficient. So let's just grab the items that I need. So I need the armor blocks. I need a rotor part, advanced rotor. Okay, I'll just go for that. And can't remember what they're called. Right, where are they? Okay, so I reckon I'm being a bit stupid here, because these are all going to be part of the same grid anyway, so I don't think I need to connect them. I think if I had built something, say, over by here, and it was on a completely separate grid, there would have to be some kind of connection. For the life of me, I can't remember what it's called. But thinking about it, whilst I was off trying to find out what the thing was called, because I'm just building one area over here and connecting it to this, it's still going to form part of the same grid. So I don't think we're going to have any problems with it. But let's just have a little look. So if I Just place a block here. With a rotor there. And should be able to that should be tall enough. Should be able to yeah, see? This is what I was concerned about. See, they're not what if I connected them this way? Is that enough? Let's have a look. Oh, timber! Oh. Yep. See, this was what I was afraid of. That's exactly what I thought. Okay, right, looks like I am going to have to figure out how to connect these two things together. Back in a moment. And it's called a merge block. Very aptly named, isn't it? Merging two things into one. So, right, let's demolish this. And then if we put a merge block, where have I put those? By there. See, they've got little grips at the end. And once those have been connected and powered, they should literally merge to each other. But I've not done this before, so I'm not going to hold my breath. Okie dokie. Whoa, spaz attack. Steel tubes, motors, construction components. Ah, fun times. Right, I'm going to go and weld all this up. I'll be back in a second. That looks like it's working. So, I had to switch them on and off a couple of times to get them to turn white, which supposedly means they're working. So, these merge blocks should now be merged, which means I should be able to remove this column and it should all be fine. Right. Oh, this could go so horribly wrong. So horribly wrong. I've got visions of solar panels coming down on my head any second. Okay. Okay. Hold your breath. No way. Guys, it looks like it worked. Alright. Okay, okay, yeah. Okay, that's worked. That's worked. Woo! I honestly thought I was going to be picking solar cells out of my hair there for a second. Right. Even looks like the sun is coming up. So. Rotor. How do these work? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Right. Let's turn.
Energy critical.
Oh, energy again! So now what I need to do is figure out, because I've never used a rotor before, figure out how to turn this bad boy over to the sun. So as soon as I get some energy, we'll head straight back over, try and figure that out. Once I can pivot the solar panels out of the way, it'll free up the area that they were occupying and be slightly more efficient, we hope. So, let's see. Right, I wanted to turn the torque right down, so I've done that. Turn the torque. Displacement. See, current angle, safety detach. No. No. No, don't tell me. Don't tell me I haven't put a rotor head on it, so I can't turn it. No. 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 No, that's not a thing. That can't be a thing. No. No. Attached current angle velocity. Is that moving? It's moving! Oh, it's not a thing. It's not a thing. Okay. We're moving. So, where's the sun? Where's the sun at? Where's the sun? What? Ah. Well, I can't see the sun yet, so I'm just going to have to point it in the direction that I think it comes in, and we'll have to tweak it later. Oh yeah. Right, I think that is about it. I'll just turn that off. Why is that still going round? I've turned it off. Off. Oh, braking torque. Right, I think I've overshot it because that's about where it was before, and I'm sure the sun comes up over there a bit. So let's turn it around. Wasn't there a reverse? Let's stick that on anyway. Oh, yeah, maybe if I just do that. That should work. Turn it top of the block on. Put it in reverse. Yeah, there it goes. Are you actually charging? No. Kind of looks like the sun's up, but it's obviously not quite. Oh, I'm well impressed that's working. Yeah, I think about there should do. So, switch that off. Lock the rotor. Excellent. Right, we'll just have to wait and see where the sun comes up, where it's at, and tweak the positioning. But that's great. So, right, let's get finishing this section. Yeah, steel plates, lots of steel plates. Still going to take a couple of trips here. I'm not even sure I've still got enough. Let's empty out the inventory, make a bit of space. Oh, just enough. There we go. Excellent. I have no access to it. Because this is in the way. Best laid plans of mice and men, huh? Right. Problem is, I don't want to destroy it until I got enough stuff to build a new refinery. So let's just make sure I've got that, and then we'll get rid of it. I think this will work out quite nicely. If I pop an assembler, one of the large ones, right in front of this assembler, I can wait till I finish building this one and then stick a conveyor sorter out the back to be able to pull through the ingots. So if I just chuck that there, I can just build this up, and then the last job of the episode will just be to tidy up and remove the items that we no longer need. So, hopefully, let's grab the other bits and pieces. Can't remember what it was. Oh, that's a lot of computers, right. Always forget construction components. Oh, displays. There we go. Fantastic. Right. So, let's just empty that out. Let me just check. It's not making anything else now, is it? No. So, it's done. So I can take... Right. Now it's completely empty. We can demolish this. And of course I get some of the resources back, which will help create a junction for it. I'll just hold on to those for now. Brilliant! There's the output from the refinery. And go straight into there. So, future-proofing. Do I just put in a junction and just let anything pull into it? I think that's probably just going to be the easiest thing, isn't it? So, conveyor junction. Yes. Interior plates. So, make it look pretty. I think that's the right way up. Oh no! No, no, no! I don't have enough small tubes! Yes, I do! Oh! Okay. So, let's empty this out. Put this into the assembler. Yeah, I can't access that there, but I should. Refinery. Oh yeah. You just pass everything through. Refinery. Shove the gravel, which is very much a waste product, in there. Oh, and there's the sun. Ah, do you know what? It wasn't all that far off, was it? Right, let's just rotate this for a second. Rotary on, switch the lock off, turn it the other way. Let's just have a little look at the solar panels. Are they increasing? Yep, they're increasing as we tilt towards the sun. Getting more power and more power and more power as we line up. Wonderful. It's actually a lot more power from moving them. There we go, that's just about good enough. Doesn't have to be perfect. There. And the last thing is to take this down. We don't need this anymore. Brill. There we go. Oh, let's clean up a bit. Wow. I think that's been quite successful, so let's just have a quick recap. We've put in a new ore suction. What's this thing called? I never know. Collector. We've put in an ore collector. We've made it all nice and pretty. We've checked out that it works. Ore collector will now suck up all of the ore. And, well, actually, do you know what? I guess I really should... Super quick check. Super quick check. That the ore collector, or should I say the sorter, takes the ore from the ore collector before it gets chucked into the storage. So let's just very quickly go and get some stuff.
Inventory full.
Again, waste not, want not. Let's just grab everything that's here.
Inventory full.
Because, you know, with an entire moon, we're going to be really short on resources, but... Down they go. Are they going to make it? Oh, slipped up. Yes. Nice and clean and tidy. Oh, those ones didn't quite make it. Perhaps a bigger stone behind will push them. Whoop. I'm going to get bowled over myself. See if this works. Anytime. Come on, 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 come on. No! Dang it.
Inventory full.
Well, that's a bit disappointing. Let's just empty the rucksack, chuck a larger stone down there and see whether or not that works. Can't finish the episode on a downer. Come on, we've got to get a victory. Come on. Big boulder of stone. Go on. Down you go. So we know for a fact there's no stone in that refinery. And in fact I think it's currently, unless it's already finished, should still be working on the cobalt. Oh, no, there is. Okay, so there's just over 1 ton of stone. Still working on the cobalt. Oh, don't tell me that's the stone. It beat me to it, did it? Oh, no, there we go. Almost 3 kilos of stone. 3 tons of stone. So there we go. It does work. So there's... Do you know what? There's me saying, oh yeah, it works. I haven't even set the sorter up. I've not even set the sorter up. The only reason that is working is just that that this is sucking it in anyway. Well, I can finish on a win, but it's a win not of my own making. So there we go. We have installed the ore collector and made it a little bit pretty. We have put in a new refinery and a new assembler that are all hooked up to a storage system. And we have put in a new rotor system for the solar panels. Panels? Yes, panels. The solar panels, so that we can tweak the power and point it towards the sun. And they're no longer sat all the way over here in the middle of everything. This little starter base is now looking a bit tidier, a bit more functional, and we actually have a usable working area. Next episode, I think we're going to start off with a drill system. I think we might. I think I might expand the base this way a little bit and put in a drill system, and get this place a little bit more automated, and I think maybe put in a little bit of decoration. I think I might do a little bit of offline mining just to get the resources, so that you're just not sitting and watching me mine for hours on end. So I think I might get a little bit of that sorted, so that I've got the resources just to plough on, and I think we'll create a nice new drill rig system over in this area, and get it all up and automated. So I think this is a good place to finish the video. The base is looking good, it's expanded, and I got everything done that I wanted to get done. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave any comments that you want down in the comments section below, and I hope to see you again next time. Keep on digging! Hey there fellow diggers and space engineers. Just wanted to say thanks for watching, but if this video left you thinking about watching paint dry as a new hobby, or if you're thinking about never watching YouTube again, you know what to do. But if you enjoyed the video and would like to see more, then hey, please give me a thumbs up and consider hitting that subscribe button. Go on, you know you want to. I'll see you all next time and keep on digging.